Welcome to our first episode in our new series, simply called Israel on Location. I'm actually here at Caesarea, or Caesarea, here on the coastline of the Mediterranean. Everywhere you go in Israel, you literally touch the Bible, and that's the case here at a site called Caesarea. Located here in the Sharon Plain, just north of Tel Aviv and north of Netanya, is this site that features a theater, a praetorium, and a hippodrome, and a harbor, among other things. We're walking down here towards the hippodrome where horse racing took place. So when we talk about biblical connections and Israel on location, we're talking about these structures that were built here during the time of when the book of Acts was written. We can look at Acts 8, 9, 10, 12, 21, and 26. Guys like Peter and Paul and Philip and Cornelius, a Gentile who lived here. They were all here, and they're all referenced in these passages. Now, Herod the Great was the one who built Caesarea. It was a 12-year project, and it took place between 22 and 10 BC. I'm now standing here in the hippodrome, and you can see behind me the original steps, or benches I should say, of this very long structure where chariot races took place. But we also know that just recently they excavated down to the first century level of what is believed to be the area of the praetorium. I think that's quite interesting because when Paul was here under confinement for 2 years, he actually gives his testimony standing before Festus and Agrippa. That's just over my shoulder now, but the beauty of this sea, the Mediterranean, is really impressive. This city built right on the shoreline where there was a very impressive harbor. It was the harbor of the first century. Herod built this, and you can see right behind that structure is where the harbor was located. I used to actually snorkel over the foundations of the harbor. These big, huge pylons, if you will, that were dropped into the sea. Josephus mentions how Herod the Great built this. It's really quite impressive, but back as a student, we used to snorkel over those ruins. Now you really can't see much at all from the shoreline of this harbor. But here on location at Caesarea is where once again we can connect with the Bible as we do in many other sites around Israel. So I hope you appreciate the view here, the sea, the hippodrome, and we didn't see the theater on this shot, but it's there, it's reconstructed. In fact, that's quite impressive as well. In 1962, I believe, is where they actually found, in secondary use, a primary source that actually mentions the name of Pontius Pilate and Tiberius. And that's quite important because we learn these names, of course, in the New Testament. Pilate being the one who actually condemned Jesus to death there in Jerusalem at the palace built by the same guy who built Caesarea, Herod the Great. So I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Israel on Location, and hope you tune in for others yet to come. So until next time, shalom.